Welcome back to Style of Living TV. For today's episode of Plantina series, I have invited a special friend of mine all the way from Germany, and I consider this friend as an expert when it comes to this kind of plant.
Expert.
No kidding. Okay, and a little background with my guest. Hmm, he is one of my inspirations in putting up my own YouTube channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a virtual applause to Leto. Oh, hi, Leto. How are you? How's the weather?
Hi guys.
That's very famous line. How's the Germany?
It's a bit cold, like very cold. Now we have winter right now, so it's kind of cold. We have like 4 or 7 degrees.
Oh
I'm
my
still
God.
getting used. Yeah,
Tell me.
still trying to get used to it.
It's alien. Just I'm imagining. But anyway, for the benefit of everybody, Lito is a nurse. And if you're wondering why we are talking right now, please tell me, why are we talking right now?
Because I have my vacation, that's why. We're talking right now for the sake of making a collaboration on YouTube because I've already been doing YouTube since I can remember 2017 or something. I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, 2017. And then
Mhm.
Mel just made her YouTube this year, and I'm very proud of her. When yeah, by the time that I found out that she has her YouTube channel, I said, okay, I'm gonna support the girl. So that's what I
Yes.
did when she told me, let's gonna do a collab, and yeah, I said yes right away.
This is one of the best birthday gifts ever for giving me
Yeah,
your time and your expertise and
I'm not
a piece of your vacation. Edit, disclaimer, getting there.
I'm not I'm not an expert yet.
So that's why the interesting topic that we're going to do today is my friends, my social media friends have been bugging me with this. Mel, how about a vlog about air plants? How about how about that? I said, well, there's only one person in my mind that can help me with it. And that would be you, Lito. So first, of all the plants out there, as you can see on social media, everybody's crazy about this variety,
Yes,
this species of
yes.
plant. So why did you choose air plants?
Um, Honestly, air plants are the easiest plants to take care for, especially indoors, because in my setting here in the apartment, I really can't take care of plants outdoors because I don't have that, luxury. So I take care of all of them indoors. So air plants are one of the best plants to take care for inside the house, inside the apartment, wherever. And yeah, I tried succulents, they died. I tried orchids. Some of them are still surviving, but most of them died. and and
Oh
and
my goodness.
then I also tried to take care of cacti, and guess what? They also died. So
So it all boils down to
yes, air
air
plants.
plant. Question is, can you define the word easy?
um, that's quite complicated because in my case, I work as a nurse, like Melanie said, and I don't have the luxury of time to take care of air plants to water them every day or every other day or stuff like that. So in the case of air plants, I said that it's kind of easy for me to take care of them because you really don't need to tend for them in a regular, what they call in a regular basis. But
Mm.
in a week, you can you can just water them like once a week or twice a week at the most. And they don't need a lot of attention like any other indoor plants, you know. So that's why for me it's kind of easy. And
You don't
in
talk, you
com-
don't speak to them.
I do speak to them.
That's very basic
Yeah,
for
exactly.
potatoes and plantains. Mm-hmm.
Right. We have that mentality issue.
Yeah,
Speaking to
Lito, every time you post you upload videos about air plants, and you use the terms that I'm not familiar with, because for me, actually, these air plants are not mine. These are my mother's. My mother has been collecting air plants from 5 years ago, since 5 years ago. But since we have been talking about air plants, I also became interested. It's easy. As you said, it's
true.
easy. The
Yeah,
question
it
is,
is.
in my eyes, they are all air plants. So, so for the benefit of our followers, could you please
Pressure.
could you please help me identify to the best of your ability, no pressure, okay, as much as you can. Can you help us identify the air plant and their
I'll
names,
try.
please?
I try. So, just a disclaimer, I'm really not an expert. Don't believe what Melanie said at the beginning of the video. Okay, so I'll try. Some of the
Uh,
plants that I'm seeing there are quite familiar to me, but I think some of them are already what we call a hybrid. Like they're a mix of two airplant species. I'm not really sure because,
Amazing.
yeah, there are a lot of airplant species. There are like 500 or more species of airplants. That's why, including the hybrids. So it's like Pokemon plus plus plus. Yeah. So when I started taking care of airplanes, I researched on the internet about their names and stuff like that. And the names are, I just find them kind of interesting. So, and it's also one of the most exciting things in taking care of airplanes because you get to buy an airplane online, for example, or from a store, and then you get to identify or figure out what kind of airplane that is and how to take care of it. A common misconception in taking care of airplanes, like what Melanie said. Like you see an airplane, they look different from each other, but you think they're still airplanes. They have the same routine and taking. You need to have the same routine in taking care of each one of them, but that's a misconception. That's not true.
Need, same need,
Yes, exactly.
but same
Some
you.
Yeah, some airplanes live in the desert. Some airplanes live in yeah, different kind of temperatures. So taking care of them would depend on the species of airplane. So the ones that you have in the Philippines, like what I've seen in the internet, like the ones that you have there, most of them can strive obviously in tropical climates, but not so warm like the desert, like let's say for example at Tillandsia tictorum, it's like
What is
a
that?
snow airplane.
Sorry.
Okay, it's just a very basic. Airplanes have trichomes. They're like the small hair-like structure on the airplane's leaves. I think it's showing there because you can see they're kind of like white, fuzzy thing on the leaves. Those are trichomes. That's how the airplanes get their nutrients from the air through the trichomes. Right. So the thicker the trichomes are, the more the more they can tolerate sunlight, the more they can tolerate heat. So that's a good tip because if the
Wait, excuse
Mhm.
me. All these white thing is actually not dirt.
No, no, they're trichomes, and you're not supposed to scrub them off because that's what I did before at first. And so they're like white patches on the leaves, and I'm like, oh, but what is this? I need to take them off. So no, that those trichomes help them to absorb nutrients and stuff from water and from the air. So if there are the more the trichomes, the more you can expose the air plants to direct sunlight, to not direct sunlight, but to light and warmth. Like what I mentioned earlier, the tictorum, the Tillandsia tictorum, they have really fuzzy trichomes. You can expose them to light for under sunlight for a very long time. It doesn't matter. So, but you must not water them regularly. Like you can water them just once every 2 weeks.
My first mistake.
Yes, because they're really prone to rot. If you're gonna water them like every day, like any ordinary plant, they're gonna die of rot. So yeah. So going back to identification, to identifying the air plants that you have, it's kind of complicated. I think the one that you have there, that big one, I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm not sure, but it looks like Tillandsia caput medusae because of the leaves. It looks like Medusa. I'm gonna show you mine. Wait.
What again?
Tillandsia caput medusae, like this one.
Oh,
But it's a
wait.
hybrid. I think it's a hybrid. It has a mix of another air plant. Right. So as you can see, the leaves are somewhat the same, like like Medusa's hair, but yours there has it's a bit more open. It's wider than the usual caput medusae. So I think it's a mixture of a Tillandsia capitata and the Tillandsia caput medusae, the one that I have here. But I'm really not sure. Again, I'm not an expert. So
Excuse me, everyone watching right now. Maybe you are more expert. So comment down below for
yeah, right.
clarifications. We
Exactly.
welcome comments and the like because as
Yes,
Lito
please.
said, he said he's not that expert. So I what I got from your statement was before buying an air plant, you have to check first these things if
Yeah,
they can survive. So taking care of them depends on their variety. Am I right or
exactly.
am I correct?
You're right and you're
Okay,
correct.
perfect. So what do you have there?
um, behind me. Okay, so again, this is a Tillandsia caput medusae, but this one's a baby, small. So this is an example of a bulb air plant. So as you can see, they have a bulbous, yeah, right, base.
Like
So like
onion.
exactly. So like I mentioned earlier, the care of air plants would depend on the variety, right? Because this
Mm-hmm.
one, since it has a bulbous base, they're not they can accumulate water inside for a long time, which is very dangerous for them. So you're not supposed to soak them in water or to put them in a lot of water or water them regularly because the water would accumulate inside the bulb and it will kill it. So what you're going to do with bulbous air plants like this, you just need to spray them every 3 days, and that's
Three
enough.
days.
Right.
Oh,
And you need to make sure that they have enough ventilation or air circulation around them so that they can easily dry up
oh.
because they're very sensitive to and prone to rot. Yeah.
So what you said a while ago, it's easy to take care of air plants.
Compared
I,
to compared to compared to other plants, I find them easier to take care for because you don't need to. I mean, to yeah, the maintenance is easier, so to speak.
so beautiful.
And
And they can be used as beautiful wall decorations.
exactly to them
Yeah, tell us more about them.
ornamentals.
Yeah, I mean, tell us. Can you introduce your air plants to us? Only the things that you know. I'm sure you
Okay.
know.
Okay. So this one right here, I can pick it up. Here. Ah,
Shucks.
maximum
Me.
effort.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I made this myself. This is made of yarn. and some plastic flowers and artificial moss that I picked somewhere. So I made a macrame out of the yarn. So this air plant is called Tillandsia fasciculata.
Again?
It's Tillandsia fasciculata.
Okay,
It's
okay.
right. So it's a bit bigger than a usual air
Yeah.
plant, and it's a bit sturdier. The leaves are kind of hard, and this one is robust kind of air plant. You know, they don't need a lot of water. And when you have air plants like this, how can you say it? Like this kind of structure. After watering them or after soaking them, you need to put them upside down like this.
Okay.
Especially if you're exactly, especially if you're indoors because there's not enough air circulation. So the point of doing this is that in order for you to avoid water from accumulating inside at the center of the plant to avoid rot. So when you do this, water from the center will trickle down instead of, accumulating at the center.
My
Yes.
God. You're, I mean, you know what? You're so dedicated in taking care of your babies over there. And
Yo.
wait a minute. Okay, it's winter, right? It's fall or
Yes.
winter? Okay, and
Winter.
you cannot expose them to sunlight. Do you also
Yes.
take them out to see the sun?
Okay, so I think I can't show you how it looks here, but there's a huge glass window in front of me right now. So my plants, it depends actually again on the variety of the air plants because some air plants can tolerate like sunlight, more sunlight compared to other air plants. So just like the one that I mentioned earlier, I don't have it, but beside it's at the window. The one with the very thick trichomes, I put them near the window at the west facing window or east west facing window. So, and then some of the air plants are here at the back, not so far from the window, but they, just enough for them to get indirect sunlight. So that's
Oh,
the key term, indirect sunlight.
indirect sunlight. So just enough sunlight for them, but not
Yep,
too much to kill
exactly,
them. Oh well,
exactly,
that's
because they're gonna
yes.
burn.
Wow. Lito, look at my air plants. They're boring, but
No, they're
your air
not.
your air plants are so wonderful. Can you tell us
Thank you.
backstory about the decorations? I know you made them by yourself.
Yes, I did. When I'm bored, when I don't have work, I have these things in my mind and I need to be preoccupied and stuff. So I search for the internet and get some, decoration ideas. And yeah, that's how I come up with these things. So I don't copy anything from the internet. I just get some ideas. Like this, for example, I'm that's my yeah. Yeah, my partner. So this one is made of newspaper. So I got this idea from the internet. Yes, it's newspaper. Here, see at the back? All paper.
You fooled me there. Okay.
Yes. So I got this idea from the internet, like rolling newspaper and stacking them up to make a pencil container or something like that. But in my case, I got the idea of making a frame, like because they look like bamboo. So I just sprayed it
Yes.
with black paint. And then this one is made of tissue paper roll
Oh yeah,
from,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I just cut it
Thank
off.
God you did not eat everything.
No, I
So I
didn't
have
because
idea.
spray paint is quite expensive. That's why.
Well, we're Filipinos, so
Exactly.
we should,
Oh,
should know that.
so air plants. This one is also a bulbous air plant. It's called Tillandsia bulbosa.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. So just the same like the other one that I I showed you. Yeah, I know it's a lot. the other one that I showed you before, um, same way to take care of them. And this one, they look like pine tree leaves. These
An
are,
airplane.
yeah, it's also an air plant. As you can see, they look so different from each other. So when I buy my air
Okay.
plants, exactly, when I buy my air plants, I make sure that they don't look exactly the same from one another.
Collecting them because you're collecting them.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. So these
Oh,
are called Tillandsia foncnea. Yeah.
question.
So
I have a
yeah.
question. Are there a lot of airplanes in Germany? I mean, do they grow them or they just import or what?
I think yeah, there are also garden stores here in Germany, but it's a bit far from where I am. So they have farms where they take care of them, and some airplanes that I've got. I order them online, so they're from the Netherlands and the upper part of Europe. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Really, really.
Yep.
They look like they're green and but Lito, look at this. Question. Do all airplanes flower? Do all airplanes have flowers?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, all air plants do flower. They came from the family of bromeliads, like our pineapples. So as you can
Oh,
see, yes, most of them have the same kind of.
another thing. Mhm.
So most of them have the same looking flower like the ones that you have there. So some of my air plants with flowers are near the window, but yeah, all of them flower. So like this one, right?
My goodness, so excited.
So like this one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of dry. So like this one, this is a flower. It's already drying up. This is very old already. So the cycle of
Color.
an airplane. Yeah, this is actually Tillandsia fasciculata tricolor because it has three colors. Be-
Amazing.
yeah, it's like green, purple, and red, I think. But this one is kind of aging up. So as you can see, it's drying up, but it's not dead, actually. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So what's the
Thank you.
cycle? Flower and then what?
Oh yeah.
Dry up,
So yeah, the air
down.
plants. Yeah, so they get to flower, and then when they flower, they get to produce pops. Pops are like air plant babies, and then after that, the mother dies. That's all.
The mother dies. Look.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. See, I have baby.
Uh,
And
these are pops. Yeah.
amazing. Really, really amazing. I'm amazed because first I need not water them every day. I just
Yeah.
hang
No,
them.
that's a no-no.
Yes, I hang them, and then when they flower, they have different colors. So
Yeah.
I I think, in fact, these airplanes are not the same because
No, not really.
are in flowers. The
Yeah.
structure of the color of flower. So it
Exactly.
means
Sometimes they're white and translucent. Some are purple. Some are bright red. Some are green. Yeah, it depends on the species as well. Yep.
so question. How many airplanes do you have right now? You
I
collect
don't know. I haven't counted yet. I haven't actually counted. I think I've got 20 different species.
you've got 20. I've got 4. Because in the garden in my mother's garden, we have another kind of air plant that really looks like a pineapple. So
Yeah.
big. So
Oh,
big.
that's different. Yeah, some
And
of them can get really, really big. Yeah.
Yes. But yours are really very good. Now, question:
Thank you.
you you're so dedicated with air plants.
Yeah.
What is your plan, future plan? Do you plan to put up a business, please, of air plants in Iloilo, please? Oh,
Um, yeah, I've been planning to do that, but it's kind of difficult because of the pandemic, because of the
mhm.
corona. I can't actually just go to the Philippines and settle everything. But I've talked to some of my friends there, and we're just waiting for the right time to do it. I've actually sent some I've actually sent some airplanes to a friend there in the Philippines for him to start taking care of them and learning how to propagate them and stuff like that, so that when the right time comes, the pandemic is gone, then maybe I can fly to the Philippines and think about
and,
how to start a business.
mm,
Yeah.
and bring your air plants.
I'm not
Amazing.
sure if I could do that because we need to have passports for me to take them yeah. Like I like I mentioned earlier, some of my airplanes came from, not exactly from Germany. So they shipped them to where I am, to my address, and they have this airplane passport along with it. That's why. So
They're not smuggled. They're,
exactly.
they're okay. That's good. That's good. You know what? Looking at you, of course, because I'm a big fan of yours on your
Thank you.
YouTube channel. Every time you post about air plants, Lito is very happy with air plants.
Yeah.
What joy do it give you?
I don't know. I can't describe it. When I'm so stressed, I do my decorations. I water them. I take care of them. I speak to them like a normal plantito, and yeah, it makes me it makes me makes me feel
It's
light
a dream.
inside. Yeah,
And for example, there's a pop. Okay, there's a pop. This one, little one, and then
yeah,
I'm going to make a house for it for this one.
yeah.
What should I do? Should I just spray? Should I soak or what?
Um, is that a new pop?
Yes.
You Yeah. So again, you need to consider what kind of air plant that is.
Okay, step
And
one.
the first, exactly. So the first thing that you need to do is to soak them like once a week. So, but not exceeding 2 hours. So you can soak them up to 2 hours once a week. And it depends on the climate of the area that you're from. So if it's too cold at your place, you need to minimize the soaking because
Uh-huh.
they won't dry up easily. They're going to be prone to rot, just like mine. I just soak them once a week. And then if it's not enough, you can still see it because if they don't get enough water, they wrinkle and the leaves tend to curl up. So when that happens, you need to spray them in between waterings or in between soakings. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I do. Just I spray. Is it okay to just
yeah,
spray?
spraying is okay as long as it's every 3 days or every 2 days if you're not soaking. Especially in the Philippines because it's kind of warm, the temperature is kind of high, so you
Mhm.
need to water them regularly as much as possible because they're gonna dry up if not. So the yeah, taking care of the pups are just the same as when you take care of the mother plant.
What do you suggest that I do? Since I'm a beginner, I consider myself as a beginner.
Yeah.
What are the things that I should consider before buying an air plant or before taking care of an air plant?
I would suggest to do your research first before buying one of them and taking care of them. Yes, research. Because if not, they're just gonna die in your care because they're not. How can I say this? They're not like any other houseplants. So they have specific care instructions. So you need to know them well before actually buying them and just letting them die, taking care of them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
perfect. That's I have to remember that. Now, while we're talking, this thing is going on inside my head, and I was like,
yeah.
what kind of air plant should I put on our wall? And should I don't think I need to buy decorations anymore. Just
Yeah,
design the air plant, hang them on the wall,
right.
and you get you get greens inside your house, fresh,
Yeah, exactly.
less maintenance, right?
Yes,
Less maintenance, not so expensive
yes,
to other plants. But
exactly.
different people have different preferences. So
Yeah,
I'm not saying that you don't need to buy expensive plants, but if that can make you happy, go on. But so
yeah,
far, I'm very excited to start my own collection, and maybe we can compare in
yeah,
the future.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
That's another good thing about air plants because you can just put them anywhere as long as it's dry and not too moist and wet. Yeah, for displays. That's why air plants are one of the most loved plants by um, interior decorators and stuff like that.
I totally understand. Yes, I totally understand. And it gives you joy, and especially especially your job requires you to what's your duty now? I mean, what's your work
The
time?
shift. It
Your
actually depends. It depends because it's not really that fixed. Sometimes, and most of it are in the afternoon until evening. So it's from 1:30 in the afternoon up to 9 in the evening, sometimes 10.
Oh, yes. And one thing I love about your hobby is you use recyclable materials. So you
Yes,
recycle.
yes.
Yes, you recycle and they're so easy to make. Hmm. Maybe next time in the next video you can make you can demonstrate how to make, decorations. Maybe we can
Decorations.
do you like Lito to do that? Please comment down below.
Oh god.
Comment down please.
I've actually uploaded some videos, DIY videos on that, but there are not a lot of them
Yes.
because of the time.
Okay, so we will put the link of of the videos of
Yes,
Lito doing DIY. So please also
yes.
do that. And also, please don't forget to support Lito's YouTube channel. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
love your reviews. Sana
Thank
all
you.
reviews. Any
Yes.
any
Sponsorship.
message, please, do you have any message to fellow plantitos and plantitas and
Yes.
you know our kababayans here?
Yeah. So my only message is that before you go ahead and decide on taking care of air plants, I'd say you do your research first. That's very important because some air plant species are already getting extinct. That's sad. Yes, some of them are endangered, like your Xerographicas, they're endangered because, people just get them from the wild and then, sell them and stuff, but they don't really know how to really take care of
Please.
them, so they just die. Yeah, so I'd say you please do your research before buying any plants, not just air plants, but all house plants in general.
Oh, yeah. So maybe we can start by really propagating them
Yeah,
and multiply them. I think
yeah,
that's what we do as plantitos and plantitas. Oh,
yeah.
thank you so much.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much,
It's been a pleasure.
guests. And
Yeah.
come here when you come home. When is that?
I'm not really sure. I hope next year, because of the Corona thing, it's kind of difficult to travel. but hopefully next year. So if I do come there, so we're gonna do the collab again in person. It's better. No
Yes,
distractions.
yes, and we will tour around Panay and look for
Yes.
airplanes.
Yes.
Yes, Lito, thank you so much. Please be, please continue to be an inspiration for us, Plantitos and Plantitas, and an OFW. Please take care of yourself
Yes.
and
Thank you.
see you soon next
Yes.
week.
Yes. Yes. I look forward to it. And thank you for having me, Nang Mel. Thank you. And good luck on your YouTube channel. Subscribe.
Please subscribe to Ilonggo Me and subscribe
Yeah.
and always us. Okay.